Hello there and welcome to another one of our vlogs. I'm Sean.
And my name's Axel.
And we're here today at Hallowscream, which is another scare maze. Well, it's a scare event. There's 5 scare mazes here.
That's right, there is 5 scare mazes here.
So we're looking forward to it. So far the event looks very interesting.
It's a lot bigger. It's a lot bigger than the last 2 years.
Time we came, so this could be another one.
So let's get on with Hallowscream at York Maze.
Hallowscream is based on a farm where a terrible tragedy occurred in 1873. The restless souls who died on that night return each Halloween to torment those who dare to visit. Located at York Maze, Hallowscream is a terrifyingly entertaining night of fear and fun with 5 separate live-action haunted house attractions and over 100 actors. From the blood-soaked hallways of the flesh pot to the zombie-infected dystopian future in 2073, each of their haunted house scare attractions offers a unique experience. But be warned, the frights aren't limited to the haunted houses. Corny the clown and other restless souls have a habit of popping up just when you least expect it. Stay on your toes and be on the lookout for some of the monsters of Hallowscream.
Whoa, whoa, it started already. It started already. The clowns are out. Whoa! Welcome to Hallowscream. So let's enter inside of Hallowscream. We have a stage over there, merch and drinks over there, and the scare mazes somewhere in between. The first maze of the night, purely because there's hardly any queue, is the flesh pot.
The flesh pot. It was known that a farmer who lived at this farm in Victorian times, Leonard Dunnington, had his own slaughterhouse where he killed and butchered his own meat for sale on markets in York. Rumours were that he always had more meat to sell than his small farm could provide. Locals talked of how he must have been thieving cattle and pigs from neighbouring farms at night. The truth, I'm afraid, was worse than this. Far worse.
First thing that I'd like to mention about that was the smell pods in there.
Yeah, man.
You could
Disgusting.
smell, it's like burning flesh, literally.
Like poo a lot of the time as well.
It was, yeah. That was a few toilet scenes in there. But it was great. You're going around like butcher's stalls and, you know, there's a lot of dead pigs and animals and things around you. A lot of half pigs, half humans chasing you. Massive sets in there. Really good use of strobe, really good use of smell pods. Really good use of props. There's a massive animatronic as well of a huge pig.
There is, yeah.
Pig's head that comes out at you. Scare factor, I don't think it's very scary. Nah, I think it was very overwhelming.
I think if you were, we caught up to the other group.
Yeah.
So if we didn't catch up to the other group, there were a lot of scares we didn't get the benefit of.
True.
Because we were at the back, so like they weren't expecting us to be there. You know what I mean?
True.
So that was the only bad thing about it. But like, I thought it was quite scary.
Yeah.
Especially
it was very long as well. At one point, Sean was saying, "Is this not over yet?"
Yeah.
It was sure to be.
Like
it was only halfway through. Yeah.
10 minutes, but it was good. I mean, I was quite scared. The people behind us were terrified. They kept pushing me. They didn't even know me. Just like had their hands on my shoulders, going, "Go!"
That's all the fun and games of a scare maze, though. But out of 10, we're doing it now. What would you give that?
8.
Yeah.
8 or 7.
Yeah, I'd give it a 7. It's a strong 7, really good.
Yeah.
I just think we didn't have the best run through because it was in the middle of a group. It's time for the Cornevil.
Corny's Cornevil. Corny, the most famous circus clown, was murdered on this site in 1873. His designs for a house of confusion were discovered with his remains when they were unearthed on the farm. A world where rooms shrink, spin round, defy gravity, where passageways lead to apparent dead ends and you come face to face with your own image contorted in fear in the maze of mirrors. Enters Corny's Cornevil, where demonic clowns and mind-bending illusions will have you questioning your own sanity and begging for the exit.
That maze is the best maze for distorting perception, 100%, because there's points where you walk down a corridor and there's all doors at the side of it and you don't realise that the corridor's getting smaller until you're halfway crouched and is this corridor getting smaller? There's bits where the rooms is totally to one side, so as you walk you go straight into the wall and you're going that way. Also, like when you go through a classic ghost train or a ghost train and they have those big turning tunnels that you go through.
Oh man.
You literally walk through one of those, don't you?
Yeah,
so you feel, again, like you're going across to one side. Brilliant use of perception and distorting perception.
Yeah.
Great. That is, for me, where the greatness finishes though. I'll let you carry on.
I quite liked it. I thought there was more scares in it when I've been before. There was just some stuff I was expecting that didn't happen, and even though I was expecting it, it would have made me more scared. It's like there's a bit where you're walking towards and the corridor shrinks, and the last time I was in it there was a guy stood in that corridor and he looked like Hagrid, 10 foot tall. They just corner, they love to corner me.
Yeah, again I don't think the batching's great. They're letting in 10, 15 people at a time.
Yeah.
And again, we was in the middle.
Yeah.
So we're not really getting any jump scares, but that one, not many people was getting jump scared. It was more like freaking you out, which is good. I just feel like it needed a few more actors, to be honest.
Yeah. The actors that were in there were good, but they could have been more. I'd give that one, I'd say another 7 out of 10 for me. Maybe pushing an 8 a bit more than the last one. Or the last one I did give 8, so this is an 8 as well.
I'd have to give it a 7, even though Fleshpot was 7 as well. I don't know, it's 6 or 7 for me. It's not too great.
I think it was as good.
Fair enough.
I normally prefer it to Flesh. That's normally my favourite one.
This year, Hallowscream has got a massive area over here for drinks, food, a huge light, fire and laser show, along with a fairground in the distance as well. It's got dodgems, it's got a twister, and it's also got waltzers. And we're just heading down here now to catch the light, sound, laser and fire show. Let's see what Hallowscream has to offer. I think it was new last year, but we'll see what they're doing with it this year.
That sort of content is only available on my OnlyGram. If you want to keep in touch, then you can, not Instagram, Instagram. There you go, look, that's my Instagram.
We do have quite a few selection of shows on here at Hallowscream, which is always great to see. But now is on for the third maze of the night, which is the Singularity.
It was believed that inventor Joseph Clement perished in the circus fire on the farm. But his body was never found, and rumours persisted that he had created a time machine. It seems that those rumours were true. Clement believed that a human-robot hybrid could bring peace to the world. His vision is to create a new species that combines the best of man and machine. One true perfect being he calls the Singularity. Enter his laboratory and see for yourself his plans to make this vision a reality. But beware, the process is not yet perfected, and more human test subjects are needed for his warped experiments.
By far the best
Amazing.
one. The best one up to now. Why, Sean? What the highlights?
It's terrifying. Honestly, you're just so closed in. It's changed completely. I don't recognise it from last year. There's just scare actors everywhere, hiding behind. At one point, yeah, I swear, I fell over. I was that scared. Me and Axel fell onto a seat and we're just
No, to be honest, it's absolutely massive. I'm usually not a fan of the ones where it's like a science experiment gone wrong, or the perfect combination between human and computer.
Yeah.
But that one does it really well. There's one scene where the room is absolutely massive, people jumping out at you from the side, but if you look above, there's a girl there with a huge, massive ball, remember, and she swings it down towards you, and you duck because you think it's going to hit you. There's also another scene that stands out to me, where you walk into a room filled with smoke and strobe, and that is all they need because you cannot see a thing, and you're in there for what feels like 5 minutes. You can't find the way out. You cannot find the way out.
Anything.
I don't know how big that room is, but everyone gets lost in there. Singularity for me, strong, solid, 9 out of 10.
10.
10 out of 10.
Can't fault it. As well, another fun bit about when they were walking, when you came in, they were like, put your hands on your heads. So we put our hands on our heads for like 2 seconds later, we said, come on. We looked round like after like 2-3 minutes, everyone's still walking around like that.
Are you his carer?
Yeah,
That's
I am,
unfortunate, isn't it? Here, will you, have you seen my baby boy here? See that nut on top of his shoulders? Well, that's my left testicle. And if you like, I can make him look just as beautiful. I've still got the right one. Mind you, you might have a bit of a itchy face because I've got crabs. Be careful of him. He's got crabs.
And the next maze on the card is 2073. Let's enter the apocalypse.
2073. Joseph Clement, a talented engineer and inventor, has recalibrated his time machine in an attempt to reverse the tragic events of the past that have cursed the farm. Instead of returning to the past, he takes you into the future where you will be thrown into a post-Trump nuclear apocalypse. Society has broken down, and the streets are inhabited by a zombie-like creature. Sick with radiation poisoning, the army are your best hope for survival, unless they have been infected too.
Outsiders! That's all I remember from that one. Get out!
Yeah, that was a lot different again this year. Man, they've really changed all these mazes. Like,
Love it.
Remember, it was so different.
So many new scenes at the beginning there. You're walking It's really good. You've got so many levels in these mazes, upstairs, downstairs. At the beginning, you walk down into like the sewers. You've got big water features that come out. It's great. And then obviously you enter into the apocalypse. And that maze is so scenic. It looks very cinematic, it really does. There's huge ambulances, fire trucks, normal trucks that have been blown up and things live inside them. They have guns in there that they're shooting at you. 10 out of 10 for me.
Absolutely brilliant. Loved it. Honestly, I get so scared when things are different, or I remember.
He jumps, I'm telling you.
And they were following us, and I kept looking around, and there was like this one girl who was like right behind me. And then as I was walking through somewhere, she literally like ran up behind me, and it proper scared me. I hate being followed in these mazes. And then there were just so many where they just like jumped out at us. It was great. 10 out of 10, loved it.
And now for our final maze of the night. It is Barnaggedon 333D.
Barnaggedon 3D. The workshops at Dunnington Lodge became a hotbed of industrial activity during the time that the circus was on the farm. Men wearing masks braved the heat and smoke to try and make Charlie's mechanical visions come to life. Most of them perished when Old Grey, the bull elephant, ran through the buildings as the Great Fire raged. The roof collapsed, the cellars under the barns gave way and sucked everything into a subterranean world of chaos. Now, enter the kaleidoscopic world of Barnaggedon 3D. Put your 3D glasses on to reveal a perplexing, space-shifting world where your eyes can't be trusted to separate what is real from illusion.
Barnaggedon 3D, absolute chaos, mayhem and carnage everywhere. When you first walk into there, you're stopped by somebody and she's like, whatever you do, don't smell the gases, don't breathe the gases in. So again, another great use of smell, because they had something in there. And then
a toilet exploded and the water went in my mouth and I was spitting for the first 2 minutes of the thing. I swear to you, the toilet exploded and I just got like a big splash of water, about that much. Like I got a mouthful of water. It was like I could.
The toilet exploded and all you heard was, "It's in my mouth."
Got it on loads of people. Girl behind us was like, "I'm so pissed off."
Hey, but that's what it's all about, is it not? Do you know what I mean? Put you out of your comfort zone, and that is exactly what Barnaggedon does. The setting there is great. You are crouching down a lot, and you know, you're moving through things. You're going upstairs, downstairs. You're forced into confined spaces. But the contents in there for me wasn't that scary.
No.
And the 3D as well. I don't see the point in the 3D in that maze. You can do that maze without the 3D and just, you know, have a castle of carnage, basically.
Yeah, it doesn't add anything to it too much, really. It makes it a bit more disorientating.
Yeah.
But it's not, you know. And I feel like they messed up the ending a bit, because at the end, there's normally someone with a chainsaw waiting for you. But they'd come further into the maze for some reason. So at the end, like, there was like a good, you know, minute where you're just walking around and there's no one there, because the person who's meant to meet you there has gone into the maze for some reason. So, but it was the end of the night, so maybe that's why. It's just got a bit trying to hurry people out, sort of. But yeah, it was.
On that though, for me, wasn't the strongest maze of the night. It's still a good maze. All of them here are good, but it just wasn't as strong as the other ones.
No, yeah.
And on that, I'd give it a 5 or 6 out of 10 for me.
I'd give it a 6, just because I thought the set was really good, and the scares were good. But it wasn't as good as last year, and it's not as good as what everything else is at this event. This event is absolutely brilliant. So we've just finished Hallowscream. Honestly, 10 times better than I thought it was going to be, because they've changed so much about it.
Hallowscream is always a good event, but when you come year after year, you start to just...
Becomes a bit desensitized, I guess is the word.
Yeah, and with these kind of events, you hope for them to make a change. At the end of the day, it is a performance. It is full of theatrics, and, you know, you hope for them to change it up a bit just to give you that element of surprise.
Yeah, 100%. And they absolutely have this year. They did change it up. Everything they changed was a change for the better.
Mint, brilliant, great night.
Yeah.
It really is.
Recommend 100% to anyone who lives in the northeast.
And as well, this event does merch. I always love an event that does a t-shirt.
The best thing about this scare event is the roamers. The roamers are absolutely
100%.
brilliant.
The monsters of Hallowscream
Yeah.
really do make this event what it is. And every year they have the same ones, but every year they put their all into it and they really bring this whole event to life, or to death, if you're a bit spooky.
But it is, they are brilliant. They come into the queues. I've seen a couple of them in the mazes. They go on the rides. They get involved with everything.
But again, for the 3rd year running Hallowscream, you've really done yourself proud.
Outdone yourself.
Great event, worth coming out for. It's an 1.5-hour drive for us, so if we can do it, so can you. It is really worth it.
Next year, if you're looking for somewhere to go to scare you and your friends senseless for a night of pure terror, I would recommend Hallowscream. Absolutely brilliant.
100%. If you've liked what you saw today, please give us a like. It always lets us know which videos, you know, you'd like to see more of. Give us a comment if you've been here before or you plan to come here next year from what you've seen. And as always, please do give us a subscribe. It is free and it really helps us out on the channel. With that being said, from me, Axel,
And me, Sean.
we'll see you in another video.